good morning. Yes, welcome to the next weather sphere this morning where we are tracking a cool down. Yes, you heard it right. So we've started off the week with those summer-like conditions and it's the last day of spring and now we are finally cooling down. And this is the reason why. Take a look. What I'm showing you right now is our wind map. These are the winds coming in from off the ocean, moving inland. So this is what's going to help cool things down and knock down those temperatures by a few degrees compared to yesterday. And then on top of that, we're looking at a little bit more of that sea breeze pushing in more of the marine clouds. So remember, we had a little bit more of the marine clouds near some of our beaches the last few mornings, but now you can see that full-blown June gloom is back. So I'm going to show you what's happening right now with the June gloom and also with the sea breeze. It's also cooling us down. So I'm going to take you over to areas like the San Fernando Valley. So come walk with me here into LA County where we are looking at temperatures, a lot of the 90s that we had the last few afternoons being replaced with 80s. So Woodland Hills no longer in the 90s. You're going to see a high today of 86 just because of that sea breeze and also that morning clouds. And then once it gradually starts to clear, we will definitely start to see those temperatures not as hot, but it's still going to be above average. You can see this morning we're looking at just some patchy clouds for the Woodland Hills area. And then for Santa Monica, temperatures topping out at about 73 degrees. Santa Clarita, you don't actually have any clouds this morning, but you're going to see a high today because of that sea breeze. Temperatures cooling down to the upper 90s, so no longer upper 80s, that is, no longer in the 90s. And then I'm going to take you over to some of our foothill communities where we are looking at some clouds pushed up against the foothills like Pasadena and Glendora. So temperatures this afternoon, again, no longer in the 90s. We're looking at a lot more of the 80s, mid 80s to be exact for Pasadena, 87 for Glendora. And now let's take a walk into Orange County and the Inland Empire where temperatures this morning are a little bit cooler, but then you can see the clouds have pushed up against the Santa Ana Mountains. Santa Ana looking at a high today of 74. I'm going to take you over to Yorba Belinda where they had 90s yesterday. This afternoon, they're looking at some 80s. And then we don't have the clouds in the Inland Empire, but they're still faring out pretty hot, especially compared to all the other locations where we're still looking at some 90s in some areas over here like Ontario. And then also we have San Bernardino where we're still looking at a little bit more of those 90-degree conditions. All right, so let's talk about what's happening because once we start to see the clouds clear, and then as I mentioned, we have a little bit more of that marine influence, it's going to continue to get a little bit cooler as we head into the rest of the week. So first day of summer, which is tomorrow, we're going to cool even more because of this cooling trend. And then we're also looking at that marine layer thickening up. But this morning, that marine layer is about 2,000 feet in thickness. So it's going to take some time for it to clear. By Saturday, get ready for those temperatures to drop 8 to 12 degrees. It's all because of this low pressure system. This low pressure system coming in from the Pacific Northwest is pushing away that high pressure system you can see out here and then is moving it more to the east. And then it's going to continue to settle into our area. Once it does, it will drop temperatures even more. So that means our temperatures are probably going to hit a little bit closer to normal. You can see how that low pressure system kind of lingers with us through the start of next week. And then finally it lifts out of here. And because of that, we're also looking at that marine layer moving back in overnight. We're going to see that full blown June gloom again tomorrow morning and then gradually start to clear by about 10 a.m. tomorrow morning for the first day of summer. So first day of summer, not bad, even though we're looking at some clouds in the morning, but we'll see more sunshine by the afternoon. And by the time we head into the first day of summer, you can see our temperatures are no longer in the 80s for LA and Orange County, hitting exactly where we should be this time of year, upper 70s. We pretty much stay in the 70s for the first few days of summer. But that's okay, right? Because we eased into summer. We had more of the summer heat for the last few days of spring. And now that we're officially into summer tomorrow, we're going to kind of ease into everything. 95 today for the valleys, a 10-degree drop as we head into tomorrow. And then for the Inland Empire, 94 today, 89 by Friday. All right, Chris and Kalina, hopefully you like this little bit of a change. I feel like it's a welcome change.
You know what?